What is up, everyone? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 17 Backtrack Battles. I am really tired, but I want to record, so I'm going to record. Hopefully, I'm not going to be sluggish during this episode. We're going to be using our Torkoal Lilligant team with Weavile, Tapu Bulu, Gyarados, and Xurkitree. Our opponent is rocking the... Ooh, it looks like Aaron Zhang's Melbourne team. Tapu Fini, Arcanine, Porygon 2, Ninetales, Garchomp, and Muk. So this is actually pretty favorable because I think my team does pretty well against Aaron's if I'm able to prevent Hail from setting up. How do I want to handle this? I don't like Lilligant. Lilligant doesn't do much. Tapu Bulu can do a lot of damage. Kind of want to go Weavile, Gyarados, I think. Have Xurkitree in the back. Xurkitree does really well against my opponent's team, and I think Torkoal in the back, because Torkoal able to get rid of that weather that my opponent might bring. Also, the fact that it does a lot of damage to Porygon 2 in Trick Room with Eruption if my opponent wants to set up Trick Room. So I'm going to make sure I try to get rid of the Tapu Fini or the Arcanine as soon as possible, because those are the two Pokemon that are really threatening my team. I believe that my opponent will bring out Arcanine and Tapu Fini in this game. Probably bring Porygon 2. And the last one, I could see Ninetales coming in, because Ninetales is able to disrupt my weather, but we'll see. Gonna bring out Gyarados Weavile. We'll see what my opponent decides to bring. It's going to be the Arcanine Porygon 2. Okay. Okay. Ooh, what's with the lag? Okay, there we go. Pressure's gonna activate, which doesn't matter. Arcanine's Intimidate goes first, so that's pretty good knowledge. I wonder how fast this Arcanine is gonna get the Intimidate off onto both of my opponent's Pokemon. If I get rid of Arcanine, my Torkoal can do really well, as Porygon 2 gonna get an attack rise. Okay. I think the best place is just to go for Fake Out into Arcanine and a Tectonic Rage. If that can pick up the knockout, that would be best case scenario here. I think I'm going to go for it. Looks like to be an offensive Arcanine, so Tectonic Rage should be able to pick up the knockout. And I don't really need my Z move for anything else. Maybe Tapu Fini potentially. But I feel like if I want to get rid of Tapu Fini, my best answer is the Xurkitree in the back anyway. I also have my Torkoal. Which is funny because Torkoal can actually use Moonblast with Nature's Power under the terrain, so it could help against Garchomp. But we'll see. I think my opponent should just double attack right here, or maybe switch out Arcanine. I could see Arcanine switching out to Tapu Fini. I think that would be a very solid play on my opponent's part. We're going to see the Porygon 2 withdraw, though. That's going to be interesting. Tapu Fini is going to come in. So, does the Arcanine protect? That's going to be a very big question, because if it doesn't, I'm in a very good position here. So, let's see. No, it doesn't. So, we're going to get Fake Out off onto the Arcanine, which is going to do a bit of chip damage. Arcanine flinches. Here comes Tectonic Rage, and that's going to come out, target down this Arcanine, and that should be a KO, because that looks like a very, very offensive Arcanine. If it's that speedy, it should be offensive, and I believe Aaron ran Electrum Z, so going to go for Tectonic Rage. We'll target down the Arcanine. If it doesn't pick up the KO, it should at least leave it to a sliver where it can Ice Punch for the KO. Or maybe just Feint for the KO. But Arcanine is going to go down. So I get a 4v3 lead situation. And that's one of the answers to my Torkoal. So looking pretty good right here. We'll see what my opponent decides to bring out next. I would imagine the... Oh, it's actually Muk. Was not expecting a Muk to come out. But I guess that's alright. I kind of want a free switch in. I do want to switch in my Gyarados. But... I don't know, could be the victim of a double target from my opponent's Pokemon, so I feel like getting in Xurkitree here is really huge for me, and I think I'm just going to protect. I'm kind of expecting both Pokemon to double into the Gyarados. I don't really see Weavile as a threat to my opponent, so that's the reason why I think my opponent should double target the Gyarados slot. I'm going to try to get the free switch in the Xurkitree, as we're going to protect our Gyarados here, as we're going to see the Calm Mindset from Tapu Fini. Fair play. That's going to boost its special defense by 1 stage, so I won't be able to KO it with Thunderbolt, or maybe I can after a bit of chip damage, so maybe with Earthquake. We're going to see the knockoff come out, and it does target down my Xurkitree slot. That's actually really bad. I was not expecting the knockoff into my Weavile, because there was a chance I was Focus Sash, so you could just broke the Focus Sash with Poison Jab. Okay, so that's pretty annoying, but what I can do here is just go for the protect. And I mean, this is still problematic. I could go into Weavile here, which makes a lot of sense. Most likely Tapu Fini might protect here. I'm gonna go hard into my Weavile here. Let's see what my opponent decides to do, because I feel like Weavile's a safe play unless you Moonblast the Weavile slot, but I don't think +1 will KO my Weavile. And I want Xurkitree to be in a very safe position. I just need chip damage onto the Tapu Fini, and I think I win the game with Torkoal, to be honest. So Muddy Water is going to come out. That's not going to do much damage at all to my Weavile. Even at +1, it shouldn't do over 50%. It should do less than 50. Yep, and Poison Jab. Okay, targeting down my Gyarados. Fair play. As Weavile can't get poisoned under Misty Terrain, does survive. Really clutch survival there. I'm going to go for a Feint Thunderbolt into Tapu Fini. I think Tapu Fini wants to protect here and save as much health as possible. I will try to KO the Tapu Fini, and even if it doesn't protect, that's fine. Muck is probably going to try to get a KO on my Pokemon. And what this allows me to do is basically just weaken Tapu Fini for my Gyarados and Torkoal in the back. I think those two can just win the game. It's going to be questioning, though, because I don't know what the move slot on my opponent's Porygon 2 is. I would assume Tri-Attack. Tapu Fini is going to protect here. Muck's going to protect here as well. That's actually fantastic for me, because now I don't have to worry about losing Xurkitree this turn. Feint going to go into the Tapu Fini slot, as we are going to get a strong Thunderbolt. It is at +1 with Tapu Fini, and we did lose our Life Orb. But Thunderbolt should do at least 60%. Yep, good amount. As leftovers is going to come out from the Tapu Fini. I really don't see a reason not to go for the same play. The Muck could Shadow Sneak, doesn't knock out Xurkitree, but it will KO Weavile, but Feint will have higher priority. And if he switches out into Porygon 2, I guess that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine for me, because I can have my Gyarados have Dragonets if needed. Do I Feint the Weavile? I don't think I need to Feint. Maybe I go into Gyarados. Actually, I like the Gyarados play even more. What Gyarados allows me to do might allow my Xurkitree to survive in a move, so my opponent goes for the switch into Porygon 2. I get to keep Xurkitree alive for one more turn. I also get the Intimidate onto Muck, and I can reset Fake Out, so I like that play even better. We're going to go out into our Gyarados, Intimidate this Muck. Maybe I should have Thunderbolted the Muck. It might have been the smarter call. Okay, just a Shadow Sneak actually coming out, and that's going to target down my Gyarados. That's actually the best case scenario here. Unless he crit me, that could matter, because my endgame is trying to set up Dragonets with my Gyarados. But Tapu Fini is going to go down, so we're going to get a Beast Boost with our Xurkitree, which is going to be our special attack. So now we have a +1 Xurkitree out on the field, and this thing is ready to pick up some KOs. It really is getting ready to pick up some KOs. Muck is at -1, so can't do much damage unless it crits me again. Porygon 2 is going to come out. I do not mind, as its attack is going to rise. I'm going to double up the Porygon 2 slot. Getting chip damage on Porygon 2 is very huge in this matchup, and Muck is already intimidated, so it's not really the biggest threat right now. And I just need chip damage onto the Porygon 2, so Waterfall into that Porygon 2. Going to do a decent amount, and this +1 Thunderbolt, 50%? Yep. As Poison Jab is going to come out from the Muck, target down my Gyarados, it looks like, actually. So Gyarados... Oh... Oh, come on. Oh, but Porygon 2 flinches. I guess that would be the game anyway. But that's actually pretty funny, not gonna lie. That is pretty funny. Gyarados is gonna go down. Double crit. I feel bad for Gyarados, but... I mean, Weavile wins us the game anyway. I'm pretty sure that the Porygon 2 went for Trick Room that turn. And if that was the case, I didn't mind getting crit with Gyarados, #1, and the poison, because I would have got a free switch into Torkoal if he did sub Trick Room. And if he didn't, unless, I guess maybe Tri-Attack onto Xurkitree. But right here, I can go for a Thunderbolt into the Porygon, as well as a Fake Out into the Muck. And that should secure the game, because +1 Thunderbolt will definitely be able to knock out Porygon 2 at that range. We'll get the Beast Boost, and then we'll have a +2 Xurkitree. So Fake Out going to do some chip damage. Here comes the Thunderbolt coming out into the Porygon 2. That will be able to pick up the knockout. Yep. So Porygon 2 goes down. We're going to get a Beast Boost with our Xurkitree, which is going to be our special attack once again. And Muck is already weakened at this point. I think I can just finish up the game with an Ice Punch plus Thunderbolt. I'm not sure if Ice Punch will put the Muck in range of the berry, but I don't think it really matters at this point. With Torkoal in the back, plus a Weavile should be able to seal it up since Muck doesn't really carry any spread moves that I am aware of. Shock Sneak's going to come out, target down the Xurkitree, hoping for a crit. No crit there. I don't think a crit would have even been able to knock out the Xurkitree. Ice Punch is going to come out. Does activate the berry, so... But this is a +2 Thunderbolt from Xurkitree. I don't think it will KO, but it might, because Xurkitree is a strong Pokemon. Yeah, it is actually able to pick up the knockout, so Muck is going to go down. That would be a good game to my opponent. I feel like I played that well. Yeah, since the first turn. The switch in, like, getting rid of that Arcanine was huge. It prevented my opponent from going for Intimidate. It was also the main offensive pressure that I was kind of worried about against my Xurkitree. And after getting rid of the Arcanine, it was kind of interesting that the Porygon 2 switched out. I didn't really see, like, a reason to switch out Porygon 2, to be honest, because sure, you get Tapu Fini in, maybe it's in a favorable position, but I don't know. I feel like if you're going to make that Tapu Fini switch, you should protect Arcanine. Otherwise, you should just go for, like, I don't know, attack with Porygon 2 and just go for an attack with Arcanine as well. But we're going to go look for another game. This team is pretty nice, actually. It's been doing pretty well for me on the lower ladder so far. So we're kind of climbing the ladder, and maybe we can find some higher rated games and see how this team goes against those higher level players. Of course, we have 10 wins with this team, 1 loss with this team so far. And I'm kind of hoping to make it stick to that 1 loss if possible. But, yeah, I mean, this team does have a lot of bad matchups. I have noticed that. And it's pretty hard to use, actually. I had my friends test this team out with me before I was recording, and they said it was pretty hard to use, but once they got the hang of it, they kind of liked it. So, I don't know. What is this team we're seeing? We're seeing Lilligant, Gigalith, Tapu Lele, Torkoal, Porygon 2, and Mimikyu. So, 2 weather setters, and they kind of conflict with each other, and they really don't like Pelipper. Actually, if I had a Pelipper, this team would go down in ashes, but oh, this is gonna be hard because I think my opponent's Torkoal Lilligant mode kind of screws mine over. Yeah, it definitely screws my team over. The reason why it screws my team over is because I don't exactly have a terrain setter, and the fact that I'm running a slow Lilligant plus Torkoal, kind of concerning. Maybe Weavile is the play. Weavile, Torkoal. Yeah. Weavile, Torkoal. Maybe Lilligant. I like Lilligant and Gyarados in the back. I don't think Xurkitree does much. Near does Tapu Bulu. Well, Tapu Bulu, I guess, would have been nice for the eruptions. I'm really curious because I remember Baz Anderson using a team that at a regional that consisted of, I think it was Sturdy Gigalith with the Torkoal Oranguru combo. So maybe it's something like Sturdy, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to call. It would be really nice to have information on this team, but I think my opponent leads Torkoal Lilligant. But then again, you're risking speed ties if I was max speed, but I'm not max speed, so this is the safest call. Weavile Torkoal will take the field against Lilligant Torkoal. So my opponent did make this lead. I wonder if my opponent double protects here. I think it would be safe, but okay. So my opponent can call my bluff because I really want to go for Feint Eruption into the Lilligant. I'll trade Weavile for Lilligant because then I get my own Lilligant in and it's in a good position. But I could fake out the Lilligant because my opponent might not have Protect #1 on Lilligant. Or 2, might predict a Feint. I think the best play is just a Feint anyway. And I think my opponent would go for maybe a Sleep Powder. And I guess I would risk the Sleep Powder missing. I think that's the best odds of me having a good outcome from this turn 1. So we're going to see Torkoal withdraw, actually. Is that Gigalith? No, Tapu Lele. Oh, no. Good play. Okay, this prevents me going for Fake Out, so that means most likely Sleep Powder is coming out. That's really bad if it connects, so I really got to hope for Sleep Powder miss. Nope, Sleep Powder going to connect on my Torkoal. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. This is why I love, like, Tapu Fini, Tapu Koko. Oh, we're going to get dominated by Lilligant Sleep Powder, aren't we? I don't think we outspeed max speed Lilligant after an Icy Wind. Oh, this is bad. That was a brilliant play by my opponent. Torkoal wasn't exactly necessary for my opponent there. I don't think this is over yet, though. I'm going to switch out my Weavile, go into Lilligant, most likely on a Sleep Powder, and most likely we're going to see Psychic into the Torkoal, so I guess I'll protect Torkoal. I need to hope for a turn 1 Wake Up, I guess, at this point. That was a beautiful play by my opponent, really well played. Like, I know that this combo usually makes that switch, but usually when I see that switch, it's usually into something such as switching terrains for the Sleep Powder, but in this case, we're not going to Wake Up. That probably might be game, actually. Sleep Powder into Lilligant. Psychic's gonna go target down the Torkoal. This should pick up the KO. Actually, no, it doesn't. But I'm pretty sure Lilligant will try to pick up the KO here. I'm gonna go for the Sleep Powder into Lele, I guess, and I'll go for the Heat Wave. We're already in a tough spot, and I think we're in a losing position, to be honest, in the game. I don't see a way I break opposing Lilligants. I really don't. I would have had to hope to be max speed. Go for after you eruption turn 1. And power. Into Lilligant. That's interesting. Sleep Power does connect onto the Lele. This is... What kind of Lilligant is this? Is this Sash? If this is Sash Lilligant, we do have a decent chance, actually. Or if we don't Wake Up at all. What are you doing? I guess Leaf Storm plus Heat Wave. Does Hidden Power Fire knock me out of this range? I don't think it does. Hidden Power Fire. Targeting down to Lilligant, so my opponent really wants to get rid of my Lilligant, which makes sense because Lilligant's a huge threat. Maybe I should have protected. Tapu Lele gonna stay fast asleep. Torkoal, please wake up and get a Heat Wave. Okay. Okay. Are you Sash? I'm pretty sure you're Sash. Yeah. Makes sense. No burn. Gyarados. In. Is this Sleep Powder after you Hidden Power Fire protect Lilligant? No, that shouldn't be right. Right? Okay. Well, there are factors I have to rely on to win the game anyway. I guess I'm gonna Dragon Dance here. I have to hope Tapu Lele stays asleep no matter what for my win condition to work. I'm gonna Heat Wave because this is the last turn Sun. If Lilligant knocks out the Torkoal, then I can Earthquake freely. We're gonna see Sleep Powder into Gyarados. Okay, that's fine because I do have a chance to wake up next turn, but I need Lele to stay asleep no matter what for my win condition to work. Tapu Lele fast asleep. I'm pretty sure it's the Scarf variant. That's pretty common on these teams. Torkoal will at least get a Heat Wave off. Does connect with both Pokemon. Very fortunate. So we're not out of this game yet, but it's still looking pretty grim. Lilligant goes down as well as Tapu Lele. Maybe I should have had this Torkoal aim to Speed Creep because that would have been really nice here. Maybe I should have just protected Gyarados too because protecting Gyarados would have been really nice. Let's see what comes out from my opponent. Porygon 2 is going to be really annoying to break through actually. Torkoals come out. And it's Mimikyu actually, so we do have a chance to win. This is still going to be pretty tough though. I think I'm going to fire out Tectonic Rage and Protect. I'm pretty sure my opponent doesn't have a reason to set up Trick Room here. So I'm just going to Tectonic Rage the Torkoal. It's probably Z-move Mimikyu. Not much I can do about it though, so I'm going to Protect Torkoal. I have to hope for a turn 1 Wake Up with Gyarados. Yeah. This game, I mean, when we're both relying on Lilligants, we're relying on Sleep Powder hitting, and we're relying on Sleep turns. So, either way, if my opponent goes for, I don't know, maybe Protect Swords Dance, I could definitely see that as a play. But I need Tectonic Rage damage off into that Torkoal. Gyarados unfortunately stays asleep. Let's see. It's going to be the Eruption coming out for the Torkoal. So, it's actually... Huh, that's interesting. That's actually really interesting. A Sugar Min is going to be set up. That's really interesting that my opponents have Trick Room. Well, I guess it makes sense because he had Disguise on Mimikyu. But if I was able to wake up there and get the Tectonic Rage off, I think I had a decent shot of winning because, well, I guess it would have came down to Speed Tie and won. His Weavile, his Mimikyu can have Shadow Sneak. If he has Shadow Sneak, will it knock out Torkoal? I mean, we are pretty physically defensive. We do win the Speed Tie. Get a Heat Wave off. If we get a burn on the Mimikyu, that would be really nice here. Disguise is going to pop. If we get a burn, we might have a shot. Nope. Eruption's going to come out. That should finish off my Torkoal, as well as do a decent amount to Gyarados. I'm pretty sure that the Mimikyu will knock me out at this range. Curse. I've never seen that one before. Gyarados, wake up. Gyarados, wake up. We can win this game if Gyarados wakes. Okay. Okay. What is this game? I have no idea, but Tectonic Rage gonna be coming out from the Gyarados. And that will be able to knock out the Torkoal. So Tectonic Rage is going to come out and target down the Torkoal. That should be able to knock it out after the Heat Wave damage. We'll see. Yes. Perfect. And now I think it comes down to... I don't think Weavile lives a play rough, but... I don't know. Curse and Trick Room, that's something new. I do like the Curse Mimikyu idea, though. It helps... It really helps against, like, teams against... I don't know, it helps against like Porygon 2 and stuff in the late game. Let's go Weavile. I think we have to bank on my opponent not having Play Rough here. Or missing a Play Rough. Or Weavile somehow able to survive, which it could be. Mimikyu's not exactly the bulkiest Pokemon in the world. Go for an Ice Punch. Will-O-Wisp could screw me over as well. We're going to see the Play Rough does connect with the Weavile. We do live actually. Wow, Weavile proving to be pretty bulky actually here. Waterfall, is it a berry? Okay, it's not a berry. Ice Punch off into the Mimikyu. We'll pick up the knockout and we will win this game. I don't know how. I have no idea how we won that game. I honestly don't. I thought that we lost turn 1. I honestly thought we lost turn 1 when my opponent made that read. Winning the speed tie was very fortunate with the Torkoal. Unless it wasn't a speed tie. We are minimum speed, but I'm pretty sure my opponent would be minimum speed Torkoal. I don't think it makes sense not to run minimum speed on that team. But wow, what a close game. Definitely think I would have lost. We both relied on sleep turns. Both relied on his sleep powders. I mean, pretty fair game overall. If I protected, I think I would have been in a pretty good position to win the game straight out. So I think that's something I have to incorporate. I did win, but I feel like I could have played it much safer and had a much easier, like a much better shot of winning. Oh boy, here we go. I think I lost to this person, like when I was first testing out this team, because it's Drifblim, Garchomp, Arcanine, Tapu Fini, Kartana, and Snorlax. This is like one of the worst matchups I could ever have. Wait, did we win against this guy? I don't remember. Oh, I think we did win against this guy, didn't we? Wasn't this like the weird Protect Drifblim or something? Oh my god, I'm getting messed up. I don't remember. Okay, so this is Acrobatics Drifblim. Sun Mode is completely out of the question to bring here. Okay, I'm gonna bring Weavile, Xurkitree as the lead. I think that's what I did last time, so I think it's pretty solid here. Gyarados in the back, as well as... Did I bring Torkoal? I don't remember if I brought Torkoal. I feel like I brought Torkoal, but I don't think I did. Did I bring Tapu Bulu? I don't see Torkoal doing much. Anyway, I think Tapu Bulu is better overall. So I'll bring Tapu Bulu in the back. This is going to be very interesting. My team is extremely weak to Kartana, and I'm pretty sure that's Scarf Kartana here, so we're going to have a bit of a tough time. Maybe I should have brought Torkoal, but it does weaken the power of my Gyarados. Oh, what's happening to my computer? Oh, it's almost out of battery. Hold on a second, people. Hold on a second. Weavile, Xurkitree will take the field, as we're going to see the Drifblim, Tapu Fini. Oh boy. If I remember the last time, Ice Punch did knock out the Drifblim. Did it? I think it did. Well, okay. What was my play the last time? I think I went for sub last time. Alright, what I'm going to do is just Ice Punch, because I'm pretty sure this was a very weak variant of Drifblim. He cannot, like... And I'll just Thunderbolt the Tapu Fini. If he Tailwinds and switches on to Garchomp, that's a pretty bad start for me, actually. But I don't think my opponent did that. And it's kind of risky with the Weavile out. I could just Ice Punch Thunderbolt the Tapu Fini. Oh, we're going to see Tapu Fini withdraw. Garchomp's coming in. Yep. Okay. I should have predicted that. I could have went for sub. The Drifloon's gonna go for Tailwind. Fair play. Très bien. No, it's not. Ice Punch gonna go into the Drifloon. Doesn't pick up the knockout. A bit unfortunate as we do go for a pretty bad Thunderbolt here. So we're in a pretty bad position. I'll go for the Icy Wind here, and I'm actually going to switch out on my Gyarados. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the Swagger here. And Rock Slide or Earthquake. I think Earthquake's fine for my opponent, but this is still going to be pretty tough. Maybe I should have switched into Gyarados and protected with Xurkitree. I think I'm choking away this game. I think I should just went for sub turn 1. Yeah, I think sub turn 1 would have been the better play. Or just Thunderbolt at the Drifloon and Ice Punch the Tapu Fini slot. I think that was... I know it was an obvious switch. I think we played this opponent last time, and I feel like I went for that play. We're gonna see the disable. Ooh, okay, that's fine. Let's see what my opponent went for then. It's going to be the Rock Slide, so it does catch my Gyarados on the switch. But Weavile, I need you not to flinch and get an Icy Wind off, please. Okay, nice. Okay, so we lowered the speed of this Garchomp by 1 stage, so we're in a decent position here. Because, good thing I didn't go for Ice Punch trying to pick up a knockout. Oh, did we knock KO Drifloon? Oh, we didn't. That's quite interesting. I wonder my opponent goes for Swagger this turn. We saw Disable Tailwind. Wasn't it Protect and Shadow Ball? I'm not sure, but I think the best place to go for Tapu Bulu, because if my opponent does have Swagger, he goes for it now anyway. And... I wanted my opponent's Willis. I'm going to go for Dragon Dance here and see what my opponent wants to do. Since Rock Slide's not threatening my Gyarados, it's not doing much damage, we're going to see the Garchomp withdraw, which is fine. Arcanine's going to come out. Do not mind that at all. So Arcanine's going to come out, bring out the Intimidate. That's fine. I'm going to negate it with my Gyarados' Dragon Dance here. I could Tectonic Rage, I guess. I don't think it really helps me too much here, though. Tapu Bulu does come out, game ready to terrain. Let's see if my opponent goes for Swagger with Drifloon in order to confuse the opponent's Gyarados. We are going to see Swagger, so that's actually perfect because he will get confused now because of the fact that Misty Terrain is no longer on the field. So now the Arcanine might be in a pretty bad position here. It's definitely an offensive Arcanine, so that's something to note as we do go for our Dragon Dance with our Gyarados here. And how many turns of Tailwind are left? 1 turn of Tailwind. I'm going to go for my Horn Leech. Horn Leech or Wood Hammer? I think Horn Leech is fine. How much chip damage should I get on the Garchomp? I don't think I put it into the range anyway. I'm going to go for Horn Leech. I'm going to Protect because I want to stall out this last turn of terrain. If Tapu Bulu gets knocked out, that's alright because I don't need Tapu Bulu to win this game in my opinion. I need to get the Horn Leech off into the Drifloon slot, prevent another Tailwind from coming out, and then Xurkitree, Weavile, plus Gyarados should be able to win the game. At least that's what I'm hoping. But we'll see how this works. Arcanine's actually going to withdraw. Perfect. And that's going to go out into the Garchomp. Let's see what the Drifloon does. Maybe a Will-O-Wisp, maybe a Disable. I don't think Disable comes out. We'll see. Shadow Ball going to come out and target down my Tapu Bulu, which is fine because I don't need Tapu Bulu at all to win this game. Horn Leech is going to come out, target down that Drifloon, which will be a KO on that Drifloon slot. So Drifloon goes down. We didn't see what kind of Garchomp, did we? Was it Scarf? No, I don't think we confirmed it was Scarf. Oh, it is Scarf. No, wait, no. No, he has Tailwind up. Okay, okay. I was just about to say, he healed first, so it does confirm speed tiers, but I forgot he had Tailwind up, so we can't confirm until this next turn. But Tapu Bulu has to be alive anyway. Arcanine is going to come out. Should be offensive Arcanine, so I'm pretty sure -1 Tectonic Rage will still pick up the knockout into that Arcanine. I think I could just risk doubling into the Arcanine, to be honest, with Horn Leech Tectonic Rage. It's not like the only thing Garchomp can really do is go for something such as a Poison Jab, I guess. Rock Slide won't be able to knock out Gyarados at this range of HP, even at neutral. Tectonic Rage, I'm hoping... Ooh, nice play. Okay, sacking into the Tapu Fini, which is very good play on my opponent's part. It's going to get rid of my terrain, but I do have a Horn Leech and a Tectonic Rage coming out your way, Tapu Fini. So this might be able to pick up a knockout here, depending on the circumstances, as the Gyarados will power up with its Z move and go for this Tectonic Rage. However, Rock Slide is still very threatening for my opponent. Tectonic Rage will come out from my team and target down this Tapu Fini, which should do, what, 20%? Or get a crit. I don't think it matters, though. Actually, the crit might hurt me because the Horn Leech is not going to be able to heal as much as I wanted to. Okay, so that's not bad. I guess that's not bad. Tapu Fini goes down. Rock Slide or Poison Jab? It's going to be Poison Jab. I do not mind Tapu Bulu getting knocked out. Again, I didn't need Tapu Bulu to win this game at all. But Tapu Bulu did do a good job knocking out the Tapu Fini. I guess the crit doesn't matter either way. The Tapu Bulu, if I remember, was at neutral. So Horn Leech plus Tectonic Rage should have been able to pick up the knockout at that range. I'll head into Weavile here. Arcanine's going to come out. I don't think that's too much of an issue here. We are in -2 though. Okay, this could be problematic. Kind of want to go for an Ice Punch, to be honest, into the Garchomp slot and a Waterfall. Or maybe I want an Icy Wind. I think Icy Wind's the safer play because it allows my Xurkitree to potentially win. So I'm going to Icy Wind here and go for the Waterfall into the Arcanine. I think that's the best play possible because I will get damage on both these Pokemon. I need to lower the speeds because that allows Xurkitree to outspeed both these Pokemon. So Icy Wind I think is the better call because I don't have to call a Protect at all. Nice, my opponent actually stays in with both. I'm not sure if Ice Punch would have knocked out the Garchomp. But we're going to get an Icy Wind off, which is going to be huge because both these Pokemon are now slower than my Xurkitree, which is absolutely fantastic for me. So, let's see. If he gets a double knockout here, it's pretty bad. But as long as one of my Pokemon stays alive, we should win the game. Arcanine flinches to the Waterfall. Unfortunate for my opponent. Rock Slide misses the knockout on the Gyarados, but Weavile hangs on, actually, which is nice. But I don't think I needed that. Well, actually, no. Extreme Speed picks up the knock on Gyarados. I guess Garchomp could protect. But then what? He has to Extreme Speed my Weavile and I could go for the HP Ice in the Garchomp. I think I still had the game regardless. Then again, the flinch. If he wall charged the Gyarados, I guess I could have lost. I guess it depends on the set though. He might not have had wall charge. He might have had like Flare Blitz and target down the Weavile, try to make a single target. But I'm pretty sure Gyarados lives in -1. Then the Rock Slide at single target. I'm going to go for the Ice Punch into the Garchomp and Waterfall the Arcanine. As Arcanine's going to go for that Extreme Speed, does target down my Weavile. Well, let's see if we live to -1. I mean the neutral Rock Slide. It's a Life Orb Arcanine, so Earthquake might have been the better call here. But I didn't want to risk my opponent going for a Protect here. Maybe I should just went for Feint Waterfall. Actually, yeah, Feint Waterfall would have been the best play. I could have choked that away potentially. Rock Slide's going to come out. I'm very sure Gyarados lives this. Yeah, Gyarados lived it. Yeah, I was correct. Xurkitree comes out here. And Xurkitree does outspeed Garchomp. We already confirmed it's not Scarf. I'm going to go for a Hidden Power Ice into the Garchomp as well as a Dragon Dance. And that should secure the game because the Xurkitree will outspeed the Garchomp. Unless I'm totally crazy and I did the math wrong, but Garchomp hits 169 max speed and the Xurkitree's 120, but he's at -1 speed. Hidden Power Ice will come out and target down the Garchomp, and that will be a good game. So, actually no, I'm pretty sure I won the game regardless. I just go for the Feint there. I just go for Feint, Hidden Power Ice, and I think I win the game. So regardless, I think I won the game because even if he Flare Blitz my Xurkitree, like let's say if it was Garchomp plus Arcanine, his Arcanine was already weakened. And then, let's say, he wall charged my Gyarados position. I don't think it matters because the fact, Weavile's still alive, barely hanging on. Xurkitree comes out, I Feint, HP Ice, the Garchomp next turn, and Feint does not activate Rough Skin. If the Arcanine goes for Flare Blitz, it gets knocked out to Recoil, and Weavile's still on the field, so I win the game. And if he Extreme Speeds the Weavile, well, Feint has higher priority than Extreme Speed because Weavile's faster than Arcanine, so I win the game regardless, because since the Arcanine at -1, it cannot outspeed my my Xurkitree, and I can Thunderbolt the Arcanine, and I would definitely been able to pick up the KO. So I would have won regardless. So we're gonna take another undefeated episode. That's 3 undefeated episodes with this team. Quite an impressive showing, and it's only lost 1 battle so far out of what? I want to say 12 or 13 battles. I don't remember how many battles we've done so far with this team, but this team's proving that it does a lot of work. It does have some matchups and could probably use some fixing up, but I think it's a pretty solid team. If you want to try it out, there's the description. Check out the description for the QR code, which should be posted by now, and the pay spin of the team. And of course, you can check out the previous episodes with this team, or any previous episode of VGC 17 Back with Battles if you haven't missed it. You can check out my social medias, follow me on my Twitter, follow me on Twitch for live streams, support the channel with Patreon if you really want to do that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say. You can check out my side series if you want more content. I will be getting back into streaming soon. Otherwise, I think that's all I want to say. See you guys around in another episode.